Alright, guys, we are looking at the back of the guitar and we're about to get all of the holes drilled in this. Your guitars came pre-drilled. This one does not. So I'll show you guys some techniques and some things that are good to know for doing this kind of work. Number one, when you pre-drill, you always got to check and you got to see the size of the drill bit you're going to use as opposed to the screw, and you line that up by just holding the drill bit in front of the screw, and you should be able to just see, let's see if I can get a clear one, you should be able to just see the threads on the side of the screw when you put the drill bit in front of it, and I've matched these already. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to screw in the back of the neck plate, and if you see, this is the neck screw and that is the drill bit I'm going to use. And this is going to hold my neck in, but it really isn't too important how I put the plate down because I'm not going to actually drill the neck into it until later. So what I like to do is I like to put one screw in, one hole in, and make sure that you're lining it up good. It doesn't quite matter in the end. Exactly where it goes. Now, I'm going to take one of my screws and I'm going to put it in that hole. I don't want it to go in that deep. I just want it to go enough to hold it in. And what that's going to do is allow me to now hold it so I know everything's going to fit. So now I can go ahead and make my next hole, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to put it in enough that I know the plate is all going to hold in the same spot. Now I know these two are going to hold down good. And I'm checking each one as I go to make sure I'm not going to have any problems. And I'm not. Last one. All right. Make sure that fits. And it fits. When I put these in for the final count, I'm going to actually use some beeswax on the screws so that the screws go in smoothly. Those holes are good. Next, I'm going to switch to my smaller bit. And there is a little claw that goes back here that holds my springs in. And that holds in with two screws here. And if you watch, again, you can just see the threads. And put that bit in. Again, I'm going to hold the piece where I know I want it, which is pretty centered right there. And on this one, because of the angle on it, I'm going to take this screwdriver and I'm going to make a punch spot. Now I know exactly where I want to go. I can take my drill. and drill that in. Again, I'm going to screw this in to make sure when I do the other one, they'll fit and line up. Same thing, I'm going to punch it. I find a screwdriver works better than the tool that's actually made for this, which is called an awl. An awl is the tool. And I'm going to give you a 2-word password. It's going to be punch is the first word. Punch! Now, I might actually want these up here, so I'm going to put some secondary holes. Just in case I want to move the placement on that later. See, I now have 4 holes. Sometimes you don't want these holes deep. Depending on how many springs I put in there, I might want them higher, so I put 2 sets of holes in there. And I'm pretty sure that they're gonna fit. They're gonna fit. So the back plate's gotta go on here. And the back plate is gonna go right about there. Actually, I wanna be able to string it. I'm gonna put the bridge on first. And then line that up with the back plate. Just to make sure that the back plate's gonna be in a spot that I can use. You know, that back plate doesn't line up very good. Just the bridge is meant to go forward on this one. That seems like a decent back plate spot. That's lined up. All right. Now a little trick to make sure this is straight. I'll move it forward until I see the line. And then I'll grab a piece of tape or just something to put there. Use this for now. I leave that there as my straight line. I can use that as a parallel when I move it back. I'm gonna move it back to about there. I can look at that line and make sure it's parallel. I'm gonna mark these. One there. One here. If I have 2 locations, then I will be able to make sure that's going to fit. Now these are getting these little screws, little screw. You can see that. Do the same thing again. I can put this 2 screws in, just loose enough to make sure it's on, right? Make sure everything fits. And I can find that other hole I made. There we go. What's really nice about the kits that we have at school is that you won't really have to do any of this. Because this work is already done for us. Punch it. Punch it's going to be our password, by the way. Punch it. Because we're pre-punching all the holes. All right. I'm pretty sure that's all going to fit. Take that off because I'm going to get to it later. Put the screws right back in the bag that it came from because there's nothing like losing stuff that you really need. Always makes for a great day when you can't find one screw. There's just one screw I couldn't find. Alrighty. The pick guard. Now, we want to make sure this is nicely lined up. I'm going to put that bridge back in just to check. That looks like the right spot. I'm going to start with this one right here. Now it's a flat thing, so 2 axes lined up means everything's lined up. So if I have one screw there, and Mr. Hill will tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. I think I'm right. If I put another screw here, by mathematical necessity, all the other holes have to line up. Fits. I put these really cool brass pickup covers on this. Just had them laying around that I didn't use from something else, and figured I'd use them on here. Remember, your password is punch it. And I'm not going to put in the bridge because I want to put the neck on first. And that will be our next video. Alrighty. So it's coming together. One more part that needs to get put on there. Oh, I need to do the ring too. I use a different thing for that. You don't need to watch for that. The last thing is that plate that goes there. It's called a boat. And I will get the boat in there. I really kind of want to do this one. Now I know that'll fit no matter where I put that. So now I can put this in. Alrighty. So that is all punched up. Oh, my view, you couldn't see it all. That's all punched up, so it's all ready to go. And next time when I put the neck on, I'm going to put the neck on. I'm going to put the bridge on. And then I'll actually screw everything down and put strings on it. It's really... There's like 2 parts to solder. I'm figuring about 3 or 4 more videos left. 3 or 4 more videos, and then I'll have a video where I test it out and show you guys how it works. Alrighty. Punch it!